President Trump doubling down on potentially sending Americans to a notorious prison in El Salvador. Good afternoon, all. I'm Jay O'Brien, in for Kira Phillips. The president's comments caught on camera moments before reporters were led into the Oval Office for Trump's meeting yesterday with Salvadoran President Nayib Bukele. We're going to play you that video. It was posted on Bukele's X account, showing Trump telling the leader that, quote, homegrown criminals are next. Here's that.
I said, homegrowns are next. The homegrowns built. You got to build about 5 more places.
Yeah, that's big.
All right. It's not big enough.
In that high-stakes meeting yesterday, Bukele and Trump also discussing Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the Maryland man mistakenly deported to that mega prison in El Salvador. Yesterday, Bukele making it clear that he has no plans to send Abrego Garcia back to the U.S. Garcia has a new hearing in his case scheduled for just hours from now. Joining me with all of this is senior Washington reporter Devin Dwyer and senior reporter Katherine Faulders. Devin, here with me in the studio. I do want to start with you because I want to start with this idea of sending what the president calls, quote unquote, homegrowns to a notorious foreign prison. Is that legal?
Well, the assumption, Jay, is that he's talking about U.S. citizens, and the answer is it's never been tested. It's likely not legal. If he does it, it would get challenged. Remember, American citizens cannot just simply be deported out of the country. They're due constitutional rights, the right to be free from cruel and unusual punishment, the right to due process, the right to counsel. So there's a lot there to unpack. Trump is fascinated by CCOT, that mega prison in El Salvador. It's clear he wants to send more people there. It's not clear why he would want to send American citizens there. We have a prison system here. He's paying a lot of money already to send taxpayer money to send these Salvadorans to El Salvador. So certainly at this point in time, even as the Attorney General herself said in the Oval Office yesterday, they need to look at the laws to see if it's even possible.
Right. He directed her to look at if this was even something that legally could be done. Katherine Faulders, to you here, because this is not the first time that Trump has hinted at something like this, right?
No, it's not. And as Devin was pointing out, of course, Trump has said this before. He said this a couple months ago, and he said that he wants his attorney general to look at this and study this, and that he wants his Justice Department to see if it will even be legally possible. This is something that surely his advisors will double down on. But I was speaking to sources who would typically be involved in such a process and making this determination, and there doesn't appear to be a large effort, at least behind the scenes yet at this point, to come up with some legal standing where this would be appropriate in any way. Now, of course, that could all change based on Trump's comments yesterday and what they will potentially do moving forward. But at this point, this is something that Trump is just saying we want to see if it's legal. It doesn't appear that this will that they will take action on this anytime soon. But as you know, this could all change quickly.
And Devin, I want to turn back to you. We are awaiting that hearing, as we discussed in the Abrego Garcia case. It's just going to be in hours from now. What do we expect to come out of this hearing? What's the government saying at this hour? And is there any chance that the government is going to actually take the action necessary to bring him back?
Well, this will be the first hearing, Jay, in this case since the Supreme Court spoke. So this is now an opportunity for Judge Paula Zenas. She's the district court judge who's been overseeing this matter. It's up to her now to enforce what the Supreme Court said, which was that the government has to facilitate his return and that they have to provide some detail on the steps that it has taken or that it will be taken. She doesn't have the power to force the government to do it, but today in this court hearing, she's going to be facing issuing some real tough questions to the Justice Department, which so far they haven't even been willing to answer. So we could see quite the clash today over just her ability to extract information from the administration. And a lot of people watching this case, including Mr. Abrego Garcia's attorneys, are expecting at some point that this could be headed toward a contempt finding, which would be extraordinary. A finding that the government is not in compliance, not only with the Supreme Court's order, but with her basic power to get information. So we're going to be watching that closely at 3 o'clock.
Devin Dwyer, thank you. Katherine Faulders, thank you as well.